Artifacts are fundamentally, Commander. They represent everything from value to game-ending pressure. Wouldn't it be nice if you could discard them into being cheeky little flying thopters? Well, listen up. Hey, I'm Paul from Missing Lands. I'm a guy who's always on the internet, and I absolutely adore Commander. Today, we're looking at Leonardo da Vinci, and this deck is honestly ridiculous. Because instead of casting big artifacts fairly, you're cheating them out, copying them, discounting them, and completely overwhelming the table with them. Pull up a chair, let's get into it. Leonardo lets you turn cards in your hand into artifact tokens, and not just any tokens, thopter tokens, with no power. But these thopters have absolutely crushingly powerful abilities strapped on them. So use a 3/3 for 2 and a blue. He has 2 abilities. One that allows you to buff thopters to the power and toughness equal to cards in your hand. And this is a Wingcon. Because it's mono blue, we always have cards in our hand. So at will, we can just make all of our thopters 5/5 flyers consistently. And that's cracked. Then the far more fun ability is for 2 and a blue, tap and discard a card. And if it was an artifact, you get to exile it from your graveyard and then get a token copy of it as an O2 thopter on the board. So the game plan is simple. Draw cards, discard the ones too expensive to cast, and turn them into powerful, oppressive O2 thopters. It's value, tempo, and most importantly, it's green because it's recycling. This deck is doing 3 things. Ramp hard, cheat big, outvalue everyone. And it does all 3 really well. Artifacts mean fast mana. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Thought Vessel, Thran Dynamo, and then there's your cost reducers. Ethereum Sculptor, Boundary Inspector. These mean that if the wheels come off your commander's main plan, you can still play your big stuff later and still do the cool things anyway. And then of course, Urza Lord High Artificer, because everything is mana and it's just Urza stuff. Unwinding Clock, untap everything every turn cycle. Now we cook. Darksteel Forge, your board pretty much becomes impossible to remove. Portal Phyrexia, it breaks hearts, it wipes boards, it steals creatures, it's just joy. Platinum Angel, you just don't lose. And put this with that Darksteel Forge from earlier, and yes lads, let's just win. God Pharaoh's statue is just a sneaky little bit of stacks and the world's slowest Wingcon built into one. One of the best, the value part, is the Immortal Son. Card draw, cost reduction, loads of value. This deck draws a lot of cards. Thoughtcast, Thought Monitor, nice little artifact synergy draws, and then also one where the machine can easily draw 6 cards without a problem. Then you've got your engines. Mystic Forge to play from the top of your deck, Thopter Spine Network for free tokens and cards, and Bident of Thassa turns all your attacks into draws as well. And then some tokens, just to buff that board a little bit wider. Sai, Master Thopterist, efficient construction, because the more Thopters mean that when it comes time to win with a massive army of buffed Thopters, you can definitely get over the line. Simulacum Synthesizer rewards you with growing tokens for the many artifacts that you'll definitely cast. And here we are, where times get silly. Sculpting Steel, Phyrexian Metamorph, Cybermen Squadron, you copy your best artifacts. So now imagine multiple Portal to Phyrexia triggers, multiple stacks pieces, it just gets silly. And then mechanized production. Win the game just by having enough copies of stuff. Brilliant. Now you don't really need many finishers because everything becomes a threat and the commander has that built-in Wingcon, but classic artifact pressure piece, Kappa Cannoneer, gets huge, he's hard to block, and he just helps you edge out games when you need it. And you definitely need protection to keep LDV on the board. Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, the classics. Padim, Consul of Innovation, he gives your artifacts hexproof. So you now have a hexproof indestructible Platinum Angel. Bit of recursion, because occasionally people will try and stop you and things will end up in the graveyard without being exiled. Memory Lurker of the Lock, replay artifacts again and again and again, just helps it be a bit more resilient. An interaction to push things over the line, counterspell, an offer you can't refuse, access denied, and of course Cyclonic Rift, because sometimes you just need to reset everyone else and salt people straight out of the game. This deck is explosive, flexible, and really incredibly fun. If you like big artifacts, the potential for combos, overwhelming value, this commander is for you. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe. I've put a deck list down below for my version of this deck, which isn't perfect, but it's pretty good. Who's your favourite artifact commander? There's probably others. This one's definitely the best, but there are different ones. Catch you in the next one.